we're having a packed agenda today, and I'm opening up the lines, the telephone lines immediately, not in the last 15 or 20 minutes of the program, so you can start calling in aggressively, but at the same time with some decorum and respect for fellow viewers and fellow contributors, right? So, getting it right. The topic today is election matters. Election matters or election issues. We're coming down to the elections, and a lot of things are now starting to become very more visible in terms of the preparation, and at the same time some of the scandals. Previously, as the Mirror newspaper has been showing us, pointing us out in front of us every now and then, or very regularly every weekend over the past few months, there's a scandal which we were expecting every week. Now you're having 3 and 4 scandals per week, and this edition, the front page will be shown to you shortly by the operator, has several scandals all wrapped in 1 week. As a matter of fact, so far I've calculated about 18 major scandals for this week alone. And so it's good for you to keep us a little guide, a little reminder, as a little prompt sheet, the Mirror newspaper, and you'll see it right there. ExxonMobil official drafted Guyana's negotiation position for a new deal. In other words, one of the entities sitting at the table to make a deal across from you is actually preparing the document for you to sign. So that we need to look at that, and we need you probably to comment on this. What do we do after we would have taken power in the next few days, when we would the next few weeks, when we'll be having elections in March? What do we do for the immediate effect on this? ExxonMobil official drafted Guyana's negotiation position for a new deal. It's right here. I don't think I can be sued for libel because I'm quoting from a legitimate registered newspaper, and it's the first headline, the large headline of Mirror, the People's Paper of this weekend, 15-16 February 2020, volume 11, number 110, with a price of just $100. And then we have over 10,000 ranks of the discipline services to cast ballot next Friday. Well, that's not scandalous. We welcome that. That is why do we do that in the electoral system? So that these persons, the military, the discipline services, the police, the fire service, the army, and so on, they will be available totally. Every person will be available, will be kept in line, who is in Guyana and hale and healthy, and they will be kept in line to safeguard the election, see things go neatly and quietly, so that we can vote peacefully for the PPPC at the elections, or for which party you would like to vote. But I hope by now that you, viewers, loyal viewers of this program, you have been able to convince, at least each one of you have been able to convince 5 or 10 PNC or soil supporters to vote for the PPPC. And of course, Dr. Bheri and Mr. Mark Phillips, the 2 lead members, the presidential candidate and the prime minister candidate for the PPPC list in this election, or slate of persons for these elections. NISL signs another secret deal. NISL signs another secret deal. Remember when the PNC came in, they were attacking NISL and the work that was being done when it was selling off some government entities quite transparently. Now another secret deal by NISL. And that's on page 8, so we can take if time allows, we'll take a quick peep of it. Yet another of the 10 or 15 scandals that developed only this week, or became exposed. They were developing, but they were not being exposed until the Mirror newspaper and, of course, other hard-working aspects or sections of the private media got onto it. Then at the bottom banner says, the bottom article says, headline says, APNU plus AFC coalition shamelessly campaign with slogan about progress. And that's a quotation from Dr. Bheri, presidential candidate. But what is not on the front page is another or 2 or 3 of the other numerous major scandals, and that of course comes with the issue of not the fatal drinking driving accident. I'm of course feel for the victim and for the driver. They're both suffering psychologically, but not that I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about other things. Appeal court throws out Basil Williams' case. Or, as the operator will be bringing up shortly, and we have it on page 2, ICJ, which is the International Court of Justice, set to begin public hearings on border controversy on March 23rd. That's literally in a few weeks' time, right? But you know something? You're not only the Mirror newspaper brought this message out to you. Only the Mirror newspaper brought out the fact that the case is being now heard, and active action is being taken by the ICJ, the International Court of Justice, in the controversy, the case in the controversy between Guyana and Venezuela regarding their borders. And why I say this is another scandal, because remember the government, this present government, APNU AFC coalition, the caretaker government, the caretaker coalition, had said when they were exposed for receiving and secretly signing the deal for with the $18 million that they received, 18 US million incidentally. They said that it was to be used to deal, they had to do it secretly, not to spook Venezuela, not to get Venezuela to inform that they were preparing for this big battle, and of course that money would cost, that case would cost quite a lot, right? Hello, you're on to Getting It Right? Hello, you're on to Getting It Right? You're on to Getting It Right. Do you want to make a contribution? You'd like to find out what? You need to speak a wee bit louder.
Okay, I would like to know if one would like to join party.
Okay, well, that's not the topic of this program, but I welcome you to do that. I will probably, if you call after the program, we'll tell you what has to do. Basically, you have to be recommended by 2 active members in good standing, and you have to undergo probation period, among other things, right? Okay, but and then you join a group. We do it by groups. The groups in schools, groups in workplaces, groups in residential areas, right? So we got some things, and I can probably even get you some material, written material, and pass it on to you how to do that. Okay? Where do you live? I don't want the address. I want the general location. Enmore. Well, Enmore has a group that was is being strengthened currently, right? So it has a large group. And due to many things, marriage, aging, and so on, it is now a little bit smaller, but still as vibrant. So you are lucky that you're in more, and I can probably put you on to somebody there to walk you through the process, okay? Okay, good then, thanks, right? So that was one call, and let's see if you get a call relevant to the topic today. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. All right, while I was answering that call, somebody wanted to know how to join the party. Right, but I'm certain if there are more people are listening, they might be able to locate her, they might know her, and quickly get her to join the party. If she's young, it might be advisable that she doesn't join the party, but she joined the PYO or the WPO. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Good evening. I just calling to find out if y'all would accept the election results if y'all lose.
Okay, well, we definitely losing fairly, free and fair, and free from fear. Because
yes,
the PPP, the PPP has been, the PPP so-called lost elections, which were rigged from Burnham's time. As a matter of fact, there are three films I'll recommend to you.
Thing in the country, so I don't think
yeah,
exactly.
Now you're touching the point. The safeguards are in place, and if these are observers, especially the 2, one from India and one from Ghana, who are previous chief election officers, if they certify it, and certify it not preemptively like was done last time, listen to me well what I mean. And when the announcement of the results is given publicly, until 12 o'clock the next day, parties have the right to object. The observers last time preemptively announced the results, which we were contesting, but we could not. We had up to 12 o'clock the next day. So if all of those things are in place, definitely we would. The PPP never born in Georgetown. You support me when we lose elections, and like if
no, they're not born in anywhere, but we just want to know if you would accept
it. Yes.
Would accept it if you lose.
Well, let me hope. But the point is, you're correct. There are 42 observers. That's a smart point you brought forward that you're slipping me. 42 observers, and I've seen them all across the country at public meetings, listening and seeing and what's going on, and hope they wear their little pullover, like the Lions Club. The Lions Club one, I think, is yellow. The one is blue.
Because I don't see no way they could rig the election.
Well, let me tell you. Remember last time we think we would win the PPPC? We got to be vigilant. That is why. Let me give you this little bit of information on other people out there. Right now at Freedom Houses, right across the country, hundreds of polling agents and polling day staff are being trained. Okay?
Okay.
Take care. Thanks a lot. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. You're on to Getting It Right.
Good afternoon, Dr. Bheri.
Go ahead.
There's something observation I want to make.
Go right ahead, straight to the point.
Right across Guyana, our women folks are coming out in large, massive numbers.
Okay, good. Could I comment there, linking you with the first caller, which was a great question you put forward. Yes, we think that we will win, and if we do not win, because of what you're saying, ladies are coming out, young people are coming out, and what's more, the PPP is proven to be the largest Amerindian party in the country. Whenever you go to Amerindian areas or where Amerindians have moved down to the coast, you're getting large numbers of Amerindians, and what's more, it's the young people who are coming out and the women. You're right. Thanks for that observation.
Yeah, the multiracial composition of it also. And they're coming out to a rally in a very dignified and classy way, learning and edifying themselves, and that's so nice to see.
Yes,
It's
well,
an
well.
inspiration.
Last night there was a meeting, a street corner meeting, which grew virtually to a rally, which was addressed by both the General Secretary, Dr. Bheri Ramsarran, and the presidential candidate, Irfan Ali. Massive turnout. Where we usually get, it's in Horstellan. It was just massive, and everybody was joyful. Young people were there, and they were, of course, taking in the messages from the PPPC leadership. Okay? Thanks for coming through. Let's take another call. Okay, you finished there? Okay. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Go right ahead. Could you lower your volume of your television? Go right ahead. Okay. So as I'm saying, as I was pointing out while hello. Okay, we seem to be losing that. There might be a little problem with our end of the telephone and not your end. So please keep trying. Incoming call here. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you and your family.
Just like some clarification. Well, you hear about the promises for the youth. We heard about those who are the unemployed. So what about the average man that's working?
Okay, well, you've taken out 2 bullets from about 50 points that the PPP has been emphasizing in its manifesto. Those persons who are working, or those persons who might have been unemployed because they lost their jobs recently, especially in the sugar industry, and in those sectors of the economy which supported them, like people, little shop owners and big problems and so on, there's special consideration for them. For example, revitalizing the sugar industry and reopening certain of the...
Yeah, well, I understand that. We understand the plans for them.
Yeah.
But what about the public servants?
Yeah, well, okay, well, we get in there. Once sugar is booming in certain areas or gets working, automatically there's a spin-off. Look at teachers, for example. The present government had difficulty with them recently, and they were picketing and so on and making noises, genuine noises of an industrial nature, simply because the pool of money that you can do certain things with has shrunk under this government. So if we get the economy going, as we pointed out, and we'll be having oil and gas, and what the leadership of the party is pointing out, including Dr. Irfan Ali, is that the oil money will not be splurged. It will be used to strengthen certain of our strengths in the economy, like agriculture, like manufacturing. So automatically, oil money will not only go to make nice fancy buildings and expand employment at the upper levels, but it will be going to strengthen the economy, which automatically will have the effect as if you drop a stone in a pond, a ripple effect. Okay? So that's it. It sounds easy from how we're discussing it, but there will be trying times. That's why we must put a word of caution. Things would not change automatically 2-3 days after we won victory. So okay? Thank you. That's a very, very good question, and that sounds like a young person, a youth calling in by the voice. I hope I'm not mistaken. So they are interested, and it's a genuine and it's a good question. What the PPP promise and what is the contract we're making with the Guyanese people asking for your vote? Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Dr. Ramsarran here. Hello? Oh, we seem to have missed that call. Okay, so several good calls coming in, good questions being answered, but at the same time we're dealing with the scandals towards elections, in the run-up to elections. And I'm telling you that you will be seeing this on your screen probably shortly. I think the operator has it. Massive scandals are already exposed, and where we had in the past, you might get 1 scandal a week or 1 scandal exposed a week, it's now over 10 a week we get in these scandals. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Hello? Okay, seem to be having some technical problems. Okay, so please lower your volume as you come on the radio. The operator is frantically waving that sometimes your volume of your television sets are too high and it interferes with the quality of the broadcast. Okay, so welcome to Getting It Right.
Good afternoon, Mr. Berry.
A very good afternoon to you. Go right
I
ahead.
just want to know one thing, right? In the actual strongholds, right? Raiders got voted on election days. David has rigged this election. One man has got 4 or 5 ballot paper for going to put the next one. What really going to happen there?
Well, let me tell you. First of all, listen to how I'm starting your answer. Every single election that the PPP has won, including those that we won, have been rigged against the PPP. But in the past, we won so big that when they rig and the thief a little bit, we still were able to be declared victors easily. So that we've identified where about 300 polling stations across the country, especially in certain parts of Georgetown and on the East Coast in certain villages, where the rigging takes place. So we're hoping that we will train in strong polling agents, PP polling agents, who will be able to stand up to the pressures even after the threats of violence or actual violence starts being implemented by the PNC apparatus toward after elections, after the vote is closed, after the poll is closed. So when you count it, and you heard Lawrence, and we have brought this to the attention of the international observers, the vulgar Lawrence has actually started inciting, telling the strong men must come out, you know that. So that, obviously, the international observers would have observed it. They would have observed, they've gone to dozens of our public meetings, which are getting larger and larger, and they see the peaceful nature of our people. And they see how it's becoming gradually ethnically mixed in our activities.
Yes,
so if you keep up that good work too, and if you want to do this, the operator will bring it up just now. There's an advertisement in the Mirror newspaper. Guyanese interested in volunteering asked to contact the party. You've seen it right there. I hope
Yes,
right? So you have a telephone number there too, and you can be part of the victory. Okay? Thank you for that call. That's a very good call. What will we do to stop the rigging? We are a peaceful party. We need to mobilize the grassroots now through our meetings, and we need to train people, and the invitation is on the screen. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Yes, Doc. Good afternoon. I was there a morning at the hospital. The rain was pouring.
Which hospital?
Georgetown Hospital.
Okay, go ahead.
And I saw you came in. You was Minister of Health at that time. And he came and he spoke to a big fat Indian woman, asked her where she was going with that size. And I was so appreciated as a Minister of Health. You left and go come in and he saw her and he goes straight to her. And he was so polite to people. I don't know why he don't get back that position.
All right, well,
Thank you
for that support. Of course, obesity is a major problem among Guyanese, especially obesity and a sedentary lifestyle. Instead of moving around, we're getting lazy, we're looking at television, we're driving in car. So there was a campaign, and I can say I did a great deal of it with support from other organizations like PAHO and other international agencies to fight the scourge of the 4 non-communicable diseases, chronic non-communicable diseases. We put it on the agenda, high up on the agenda. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hi, good afternoon. I called you last week about the list. It's not in the Charlestown area so far.
Okay, I did note it. I noticed Freedom House now is concentrating mainly on training. We're training, right now they got about 300 people at Freedom House being trained. So I'm going to make another note and see that I actually Charlestown, CHARLES town list, right?
Yeah.
Still not there, right?
Yeah, okay.
But I had asked you to do something. Check and see if it was moved to another nearby area inadvertently, or if there was such a decision, conscious decision by GCOM to put it in some places. Because what I picked up this discussion, that private residences are being frowned upon. They're trying to get only secular places, right, or business places, okay? So check for me. I've noted, I put a big question mark here, query.
Okay.
Charlestown list. Where is the Charlestown list, right?
In the Lingan House Street, yeah, it used to be a shop, but the shop, no.
The shop is dismantled, right?
Because the 2 local government elections, they used to hang it on the gate of the people, right there.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Well, obviously, I will have to raise this with the leadership and especially with the elections room,
Yeah.
and they will talk to our commissioners to find out what's going on, right?
Yeah.
But I think the party usually does well in Charlestown, not so?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for that reminder. And sorry I didn't have a full answer for you this week,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Okay. So this is what I mean, right? You can bring these things up. We make mistakes too. We're forgetful sometimes. I mean, so you keep bringing it, and at the same time, look at page 2 of the Mirror newspaper. The advertisement will be coming up. Guyanese interested in volunteering asked to contact the party. That is volunteering to be party operatives on official party, documented party operatives on election day. You're asked to use the following numbers that are on the screen. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Okay, missed that one. Okay, so remember my cell number is 6238696, and you can get me now during the program. And if you have some confidential matters you don't feel comfortable discussing, you can call me after the program on the said number. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Hello. Okay, we seem to have lost that call, or he seemed to have lost us. Some of the technical difficulties. So besides starting a wee bit late, we're getting some hiccups with the telephone. Keep calling. And as I was saying before, that caller tried to come through. The PPP is advertising, is inviting in through its official organs and party groups and messages that you can come forward and join the party on election day to help us supervise our activities at the polling station. But you need to be trained, you need to be documented, you need to do things the right way, and so on, and not interfere. So please think on that, and anybody wanting can call Freedom House 622-227-2095 or the numbers you've seen on the screen. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm hearing you are talking with the young people all the time. What about those persons who are 50 and above and have been working all the time? If I hear you are saying nothing about them.
Okay, well, let me answer that. Of course, it's difficult to talk about each section of the population in one breath. But that's why you should get the manifesto, and we have a list of things that they will be putting up at the end of the program.
Okay,
things
I have
that we'll
a
be doing.
suggestion to make also.
No, but here let me advise you. We are hoping, we have committed to increasing the old age pensions significantly. There's one discussion of doubling it, and first, and then secondly, we will be returning.
I have a suggestion to make here. I think y'all should raise, or whoever is in government should raise the age of retirement from 50 to 60. And also, y'all should start giving people some NIS money because people dying at the early age.
So you say raise the retirement age, right?
So say it's 60, from 55 to 60.
Yeah, so you want to raise the age of retirement.
Or they die because people NIS collecting the money all the days their life working and you getting nothing. They die. Thank you.
That's a good point. It shows the lady has been thoughtful. She's been discussing with herself and probably older people this problem, and I'm happy that she's able to use this platform. But as we've been observing at certain public meetings, the PPPC is committed to increasing significantly pensions. We're committed to returning the $10,000 that the old people used to get monthly to help them pay water and electricity bills. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Yes, good day. I heard a call in relation of the list for Charlestown.
Okay.
I feel the list, I know the list. I saw my name at Ducky Shop.
Oh yeah, and you think she's referring to he's referring to the same list, right?
Yes, not the voters list.
Yeah, but I mean for the same area, you have so many.
Well, Charlestown, they got two shops. One is Ducky and one is the next shop.
Okay, well,
the other shop.
Did you hear his discussion? He informed us that the building which was on the property which previously hosted the list was demolished. Is the same list we might be talking about?
Well, the voters list is not a Ducky now because I didn't find it.
So the same list that was previously at another location.
And I went to GCOM and I said, where I could see my name, and then it said, I either go to Ducky Shop, that's in Russell Street.
Okay. Well, here, give us some information so those people can hear. Ducky Shop in Russell Street.
I can't remember the other shop, but there's two places in Charlestown.
Okay, Ducky Shop, and I might have it.
And we may have it, or some other shop they got. I can't remember. I know my name is on Ducky Shop.
Okay. And last elections and local government, which list did you check?
Well, I was not in the country.
Okay, good. Thanks for that contribution. Please help us like this, bringing forward these little tidbits. Okay, thank you, sir. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Yeah, so apparently the previous two or three callers, two or three other callers raised the issue of the missing list, and he did so, I think, in last week or week before the last program. So therefore, it's been suggested that it might be a Ducky Shop. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Good afternoon, Doc.
Go right ahead.
Don't let the list give problems to these people. They could call in. I call in because I didn't find in my name too, and I guess call Freedom House and the guys there find it for me.
On a computer, right? That.
Yes.
Well, I think.
They could call in Freedom House too.
Okay. And how long did you take to get an answer?
Less than a minute.
Okay. That is we have an election room up and running at Freedom House, and it has some very bright young people. They're very good at computer work and so on, and they can check it for you. And then we're hoping to bring teaching sessions, how to teach you to check on the computer, because it's there available, right? Okay, so I'm happy. And if anybody have young people, they're older folk, they are not sometimes au fait or comfortable with the computer, you can get the younger people, tell them what's the problem, and they can probably go to the website of GCOM and surf around, walk around there, and find where you're located, right? So that's one of the improvements that we were able to bring in as a government, and when we were in power, and it continues until now. So utilize it, but if you are still challenged and you cannot get it done in that manner, call Freedom House or drop by Freedom House, any one of the Freedom Houses, and they will do a quick check on the computer and give you some directions, okay? So thanks, a big thank you to that caller, the previous caller, who gave us some advice. Two good calls. One, informing us that in Charlestown, the list might now be located at Ducky Shop, but I will still continue checking for the particular caller who had some doubts. And secondly, the elections office at Freedom House actually does quick work, and within a minute or two you can get your query answered. And of course the query being, where am I on the list? Well, where do I have to vote? And the young people there are working from sometimes 7:30 in the morning until 9:10 in the night. So please take good use of it. And I want to thank those young people who are there. Lots of them. Some of them don't want their names to be called because they are shy, and there's at least they want to stay in the background. So thank you, young people. Thank you, the young teams who were initially a few months ago in the field in their red T-shirts, finding out and getting information, and now they're desk bound, helping you with the telephones and doing other research. So thank you. The young people are definitely with us, and without them, the Progressive Youth Organization, which is the youth arm of the party, we would be finding it very, very difficult. Please utilize these options, right? You see the telephone numbers which will be coming up again when the operator brings up the advertisement. And the advertisement, of course, is on the page 2 of the Mirror newspaper, and it says quickly, you've seen it there on the screen. In case you can't read it, I'll read it. The People's Progressive Party Civic PPPC is now available on WhatsApp number 592-611 PPPC brackets 772 bracket, and is encouraging Guyanese who are interested in political activism and volunteering to contact the party. So that you can use those numbers to contact them for information and for other guidance, or simply drop by. This is your party. There's a large room waiting area downstairs where you can drop by and have a discussion with the operatives, right? And they're all well trained, well educated. Some of them with, of course, tertiary education, or most of them with tertiary education. So use the numbers. Your party has put it up for your purposes, for your convenience, and at the same time try to identify with the party leaders in the areas. If you do have, in some areas we're very strong, in some areas we're not as represented, but they too can give you some guidance and some assistance. So I want to thank the callers for raising those two issues. How do I get to check the list? And one person was saying he was not finding his name, and the next caller indicated how it can be done. You call in Freedom House 227-2095, or the numbers that keep coming up from the advertisement. And those numbers are, the operator will bring up the address now, and you can write it down. All the numbers there, so that I don't misinform you. I'm missing a number or so, a digit. So it's available. You've seen it there, and what the operator can probably do is make it bigger, type it, retype it independently, and bring it up on the screen from time to time. The numbers that you can call into, and so on. But I'll give you one more. 227-2095 is the old PPP number, and even the secretaries upstairs and the receptionists upstairs are willing to give you some direction. 227-2095, Freedom House, located at 41 Rob Street in the city for all these decades. Still there. You can drop by, and I want to tell you too, if you want to drop by Freedom House, you can probably take a walk into the Michael Ford bookstore and cafeteria. There's a nice little place downstairs which is named after Michael Ford. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Go right ahead, you're on television, you're being heard by the entire nation.
I'm just send you the WhatsApp video. You could play it for everybody to see.
Okay, thank you. I'll see if my technical person can help us, right? But okay, thank you.
Okay, right.
Thank you for that. That's very thoughtful. That was a thoughtful gesture. But we'll have to look at it and see if it's relevant to this program, or if there's some other party program which it will be relevant. So thank you to that caller. That was a very good initiative, and I hope he will be taking out several and similar initiatives in his area. One initiative could be, sir, that you identify first-time voters in your area. I'm speaking to this caller, but of course it applies to all other persons there, especially in PPP areas. Young people sometimes are timid. Sometimes they don't understand the real importance of doing this. So see that they check the list or check the list for them. And there are many ways you can check the list. You can go to the designated polling station where you voted last time. It should be there, and you check the list to see that those young people are there, and then instill in them the confidence that they can come on elections day early, vote at the same place and go home or go back to work. Or you can similarly call Freedom House. The numbers would come up from time to time. Or you can go to the ad that is here, which gives you an indication which number you can get in touch with the PPPC. You've seen it there. So there are many ways that you can keep in contact, but what another interesting method is to contact the party or keep in touch with the party leader in your village or neighborhood village, in your street or nearby street. They're right across, and they're all being standard training. Right? That's another key point here. I should let you know about your party. There's aggressive training, active training, and by batches. This weekend we probably be training in Georgetown and environs, probably about 1,500 people. Some, of course, will be free to come back to subsequent training sessions if they feel they're not fully confident with what they've learned or how they've learned it. So that's going on, and of course the advertisement on the screen invites you and your friends and your family and your relatives, or people who want to see a democratic change and elections run well, to join in this activity by calling or contacting through the contact numbers that are being given there at Freedom House. Okay? Or of course you can call me after the program. I'll be available on this landlines for about an hour afterwards, and then you can call me anytime, day or night, on the cell phone for your suggestions or to give us advice or criticisms to what we're doing or what we're not doing, and at the same time you can get information how to get involved. Get involved. The days are ticking away. Training is ongoing at the PPPC headquarters and bottom houses, so that even if you do not go into the polling station, you can support your community by being outside. It's allowed. We call it a tent. It's a check-in point where people can come before they go into the polling station. Legitimately, this is allowed, as long as it is not spreading any PPP propaganda or political propaganda or leaflets or information, but just looking at the same list that GCOM would have in the polling station away down the road. So that's another option you have on polling day. You can look around. The PPP people will be walking around. PPP members, supporters, and admirers will be walking around giving information where the stations are. They're usually not far away from the polling station. Previously it used to be or in many places still, it's on the roadside, especially if the weather is good, under some little tent or shed or shade, or it is at some conveniently located building where you can enter. It might be a private building, but they will allow us, as an activist attached to the party, the owner would allow us to set up camp there so that we can be of assistance. It's like a field office. It's not Freedom House Rockstreet, it's not Freedom House New Amsterdam, it's not Freedom House in Anna Regina, but it's Freedom House with the same power and authority for election matters in your community. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Hello. Okay, we seem to have missed that call too. Okay, so remember the cell phone can be used too, and we have two other lines that are being given there. And even now, if you were to call Freedom House, the operator from time to time will be flashing the invitation, which is in the Mirror newspaper, for you to utilize. You can, right now and way into the night, is a dedicated group of young people, volunteers, not being paid, volunteers, of course. And I just left Freedom House to come for this program a few minutes ago, and there was already 2 halls downstairs waiting area. The second floor, we had about 50 people being lectured to, being taught by people who are qualified to do so. And at the same time, upstairs you had about another 200. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Harry, how are you this afternoon?
Go right ahead, my dear. You're on to Getting It Right.
Yes, because I was looking at the campaign, and I was a little bit disturbed because it's as if the APNU is behaving like they're doing the people of this country a favor. What they got to understand, they were elected as government, and government have responsibility, roles, and obligations to the people of this country to serve them and not be self-serving. They came into government and they increased their salary. So they can't behave that they make roads and they make this. People are entitled to that.
But some of those roads, I'm happy you bring it up there, entitled, but the PNC they negotiate those. So they have brought nothing new.
Dr. Bheri, my point is, no matter which government go in, we're obligated to the people to serve the people.
Yeah, I agree with that, but what I'm pointing out is that
they're saying they do this and they do that and they do the other. They're being paid a salary to do all of that, to provide a service to the people, to better their lives and quality.
Exactly.
After social ill, doesn't matter what problem solving, everything they're supposed to do. So they can't cry that they're doing this and doing it as if they're doing a favor. They're not doing a favor to the people. They're doing their job. They're being paid. They even increase their pay. And as such, they should have been doing better better than anybody else.
And they committed to do such a job with when they ran for elections.
Yes, I'm hearing they're doing roads and they're doing this. If people want to make allegations that they're managing the country better, I understand. But you can't go about that you give water, you give those are basic needs that every government should give to the people and do better than that. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Tell me something before you go. How are you getting? Are you getting our signals clearly?
Yes, I am.
Okay. No. Okay. Take care. Thanks a lot. Okay, so that was yet another approach by a lady caller, lady viewer, indicating that there's the bamboozling of the populace by the ruling party, that they're doing this and doing that these things are automatic and should be done. But things that Guyanese should expect when you take power, you take office, you commit to doing certain things. It's called your manifesto problems. We belatedly getting the manifesto of the PNC, APNO, AFC, so we look at that. But what I'd like to say after this call, hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Dr. Ramsarran here. Could you lower your volume? Okay, go right ahead now.
Yeah. What I want to say is something so like you, right? If PDP go back in power, I'm a PDP supporter, okay? And the barbecue sugar industry, what they need to do is to change the entire head office staff and pay off the fat cat salary and the entire barbecue sugar salary. That is only way to get this and stuff like that.
So you're speaking to the fat cat salaries that the PNC has now. You're suggesting that they be reduced.
No, the head office guy Suku.
Oh, Guy Suku, okay. Sorry, there's a little screeching noise in the background.
Okay, for Guy Suku to survive, you have to get rid of the head office up and reinstate back people. Because some of them are drying head empty, and the head office is then non-productive thing. Remain a factory that has to supply money to pay the head office people. And that's the thing you need to look into, or the CBP need to look into, where the money are leaking out and guys who cannot survive.
Okay, so you're suggesting that the right size, that the PPP right size the headquarters, Guy Suku main office, right size it.
Right.
Okay, well I've noted that. But have you seen the manifesto or excerpt from our manifesto?
I see our manifesto, but this is thing what we need to highlight also.
Okay, thanks for that.
As minister, you will be in office, you cannot know everything what happens outside.
Okay, well that's a good suggestion that we look at. But let me give you a quick bit before you leave. I know the credits are taken away. The PPP has a plan for the sugar industry, reopening certain estates, giving land to certain estates where workers would still be released. Okay, giving them land to let them get a living or build their lives. Right, but the next thing I want to tell you, let's take the Skeldon Sugar Estate. It will, as I understand it, even under the PPP, it was being geared to produce not only sugar, not only the sweet things that we like to put in our sugar and our swank and so on, but it would be used to burn bagasse, produce bagasse, which would be burned to produce energy in the form of electricity, and that will enter the grid. So it was diversifying sugar without emphasizing the word sugar itself. It would have become a complex, not only to produce sugar, but the production of sugar might eventually have become a minor activity. It was supposed also to provide certain facilities for nearby farmers, cattle farmers, for example. The Gaisuko in that area could help them using the machineries and the experience they have to keep the lands free and drained so that the cattle can prosper. Those are things that I think you should take a look. You seem to be in the know at the Skeldon Sugar Estate and the bigger plan, the image.
I'm presently working. I just come out from work and I'm looking at your program.
Okay.
And I'm working at the head office security. I'm a security.
Okay, don't give out too many personal details, right? I'm happy to do it.
What I want to tell you is that from 2050 to now we even received one vote from we decrease. And the government saying giving everybody a good life.
But hear this now, man. If you read today's Mirror, Weekend Mirror, now the PNC, week away from elections, sugar workers offered a pay increase. It's in the Mirror newspaper. Suddenly they were increasing their own monies and so on. And the Mirror newspaper, no, but a pittance, because Gao was very perturbed and made some noises about it. But at a few days before elections, they suddenly given a rise in pay. Anyhow, thank you. Let's take another call. Thanks for coming through. Hello, welcome to Get It Right. Hello, sorry, you seem to. I apologize to that caller who was ringing for some time, but I didn't want to break the. Look like I knocked off the previous caller. Okay, so hello, welcome to Get It Right. Oh, they're still off. So the issue we're speaking about, every single week there's a scandal. There's some corruption being exposed. Previously, this program and other programs would be exposing scandals once a month. Incidentally, I had started that exercise telling you which was the scandal of the month. And Mirror newspaper ended up eventually listing a lot of them. But now we're running out of paper to list the scandals. We won't be able to list other news. We won't be able to bring you other news and other headlines, right? Like they're saying ExxonMobil official drafted Guyana's negotiating position for a new deal. Or is it a new steel? A new deal, right? So imagine that. Imagine that they come to part, or the other party sitting across on the table who would have different and separate interests is now actually being asked to draft your plan. Madness, corruption. Hello, welcome to Get It Right.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ramsarran.
Go right ahead.
You know what's a sore problem in this country? Security body.
Okay.
It needs to be beefed up a lot. And these stations, then when you go to them, they're going to give you very little help. They got vehicle. These policing groups need to be reactivated, given powers, given vehicle, given arms, so they can protect the community in which we live. The police stations are way better way. When you go there, sometimes you don't get up.
I understand. You're suggesting that we bring, as we promising to do, bring back the policing groups, the community policing groups.
Yes.
The police, regardless if they're the best in the world, cannot do the job alone.
Exactly.
We recognize that, especially Dr. Jagan. He was the gung-ho on this community policing, what you call neighborhood watch and so on. So I thank you for that, and we will definitely reinstate it at this previous. Okay, thank you for coming through. And speaking about the military vote, on page 10, Spotlight on GCOP, there's a nice article in the Mirror newspaper. Over 10,000 ranks of the discipline service to cast ballots next Friday. And this table you're seeing there gives you, the little table in the article gives you a breakdown of the military voters by region. So things are happening, and we would like the military, the persons in the military apparatus to reflect what are the differences between the two governments, the PPPC and the PNC, and vote PPPC solidly when you come to vote next Friday. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. You're the last call. Please go ahead.
What about Roger Khan story?
Okay. What about it?
No?
What about it? What about it? Okay, he doesn't seem to have gotten his thoughts together, but we can invite him to come on the program. Let's have a discussion on that. So I would like to thank you, and I'd like to thank especially my operator for doing a great job flicking up the messages from time to time, and I'd like to invite you to procure your Mirror newspaper, and you'll be able to see that this week there's not only one scandal a week, one new scandal. There are 50 or more scandals by this outfit for this week. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Good evening, Doctor.
Go quickly, we got 20 seconds to wrap up.
I'm talking about the sugar estate. Why we can't develop it? Why? What the reason? The white man live in England, and they can see this sugar estate develop and make profit and take it away. Why we are here and we can't get it done?
Okay, well, we'll have to continue that discussion after the call, after the program is ended.
Next thing again, I want to tell you, you see a white man, you salute a white man. The coolie and black man, I don't care, man. And we can make up on that on Friday.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. Well, Brother B says you got to escape here liberate yourself from mental slavery. But that's another topic, right? But we got to be wrapping up. My operator is frantically waving.
Okay.
But I'm inviting you to call back after and give me some advice and guidance.
Dr. Bheri.
Okay, I'm Dr. Bheri Ramsarran. Of course, the better pronunciation is Bheri, but I've been corrupted all the time to Bheri, and I've been living with that for all these years, right? So this is Dr. Bheri Ramsarran, former Minister of Health, member of the Central Committee of the party, member of the Executive Committee, and of course, your long-standing host of Getting It Right, inviting you to join me next week for another program of Getting It Right at the same time, between 4 and 5 in the afternoon on MTV Channel 65. A very good evening to you. Bye-bye.